The Planet Hulk storyline is one of the most well-known and well-beloved stories ever for the Hulk character, and for good reason. It brings the Hulk into a new area where they could basically writers could basically just play around and see what makes the Hulk tick. So today I'm just gonna try to summarize and ramble about all of the great stuff that is Planet Hulk. The story begins with Hulk being shot into space and onto the planet Sakaar. If you don't remember, he was shot into space because the Illuminati, who's like Doctor Strange, the Iron Man, Black Bolt, Black Panther, all those guys, they basically are like, he's too dangerous. We gotta shoot him into space and send him away from Earth. So they do that. Hulk obviously is pretty upset at that and like tries to destroy the spaceship. Unfortunately, he accidentally hits something that basically brings him into a black hole or like a wormhole and sends him to the planet of Sakaar. In Sakaar, Hulk is captured and brought into a gladiator ring where he meets some new people, namely Korg, Meek, and some other people that I kind of forgot their names, but don't worry, they're you'll see a lot of them in the pictures around here. Anyway, he fights the monster, he kills it, and he tries to kill the Red King. The King's bodyguard, Sierra, is just like, no, you can't do that, and tries to fight him. But the Red King's like, no, I like this guy's spirit. And so he tries to fight the Hulk. He nearly dies, of course, because it's the freaking Hulk and one red guy in a giant Iron Man suit, wannabe Iron Man suit. So he nearly dies, but the Hulk is distracted by Sierra, and that's enough to knock him out. And so they bring Hulk into like a gladiator school when he meets some new people, fights some lava monsters, and he's basically told, if you get this amount of wins, you get to have your freedom. And so Hulk and friends decide to join up, create like a little team, and they go off and fight other monsters in the gladiator ring up until they find the Silver Surfer is also trapped on that planet somehow and is also forced to fight him. I see they have these little discs that is on their chest that forces them to fight no matter what, and if they don't, obey, they just get shocked really bad. Thor Ragnarok also had that, but these ones are a bit bigger and a bit worse, honestly. So anyway, they fight the Silver Surfer, and Silver Surfer's just beating their asses. It is just not a fair fight whatsoever. Even this weakened state of Silver Surfer, he's just too powerful for them. But Hulk manages to get strong enough to basically just beat him into the dirt, and was strong enough to destroy the obedience test that's on the Silver Surfer's chest, and that was enough for Silver Surfer to go off and free everyone that's there, and they all escape. And so, like the next couple of issues is Hulk basically going from place to place with his little ragtag team of gladiators, and fighting off monsters and robots, and freeing some little towns. Specifically, there's just one town that they go into that was governed by a slave capture. Meek doesn't like that because his entire race is basically just a giant slave race for like the red people, and that made Meek really really mad. So they decided to basically do this little honorable fight thing where they have to fight each other to the death. Meek nearly kills the guy, but he doesn't because he's like, it's not worth it. That was in the past. Until turns out that they still have the slaves and they're just all underground. And so that's enough for the entire Hulk team to just basically turn that town upside down, literally, and destroy everything that's in there. They don't kill anybody for some reason, but they do just destroy the entire town and leave. Anyway, as their journey continues, Hulk goes back to the gladiator school, basically, and frees all the rest of the gladiators, and they all join his little caravan of misfits. As this continues, all of these like religious prophet people that are like of the same race as Sierra is basically just like, hey, you're like the chosen one. You're the one who will fix the world, or you're the one who destroyed the world. So they like put him through some tests and stuff like that. And because of his rage and anger, they're like, oh no, he's the world breaker, not the Scar Son. That's what they call him. It's weird. Hulk doesn't really care about it for a while. But anyway, they go back into battle with Sierra and friends, and they fight. But the problem is that the Red King is getting pretty irritable, so he sends the spikes to basically kill everything. You see, the spikes were basically just these parasitic creatures that absorb and mutilate people and stuff like that. It's pretty creepy. So they send them down and try to kill everybody. The only thing that can kill them is fire, so they all fight them off. And so Red King, thinking that they're all dead, just firebombs the entire city that they were at and destroys everything. That's enough for Sayori to basically come to her senses, realize the guy she's working for is one bad dude, and goes to work with Hulk, and they bring the fight to their city. Hulk has a discussion with mutated and evolved spikes who are basically like, listen, we're not actually parasitic creatures. We were once just floating species that absorbed star energy. And it is basically just like once we got on this planet, we were trapped and we went insane because there wasn't enough star energy. So we started absorbing anything. We'll help you guys if you help us. And so Hulk just agrees with them, and they go into the city. They fight the Red King, and they manage to beat him. And the city claims Hulk as their new king. So Hulk becomes the king. He helps the spikes by letting them absorb all of the gamma radiation in his body, enough for him to nearly turn back into Banner, but he manages to get it all back before he does so. And so the spikes leave. Hulk marries Kyra, and Kyra finds out about Bruce, which she's totally fine with, I guess. And they decide to marry, and he nearly has a kid until, bad thing happens. The ship that he was on that was being searched by some scientists, it blew up. It killed Kyra, killed their unborn kid, and it basically destroyed the entire city. So now Hulk is pretty mad, pretty sad. So he goes, creates some new weapons, and shoots off into space and goes to kill everybody on Earth. But that's the start of World War Hulk. We'll talk about that later. This story is probably one of the best Hulk stories in a little bit. Before this, we had just we had Bruce Jones's run, which was a weird sort of sci-fi thriller thing that was kind of retconned by Peter David of all people. And we also had Peter David's run, which was a pretty okay-ish run. It was definitely not like his original run back in the 90s and 80s. But this was definitely something new. It felt fresh, and I liked it a lot. And it was definitely a new start for the Hulk saga, which got into like the modern Hulk comics that we'll definitely see later on. But anyway, I guess I get this story like a 9 out of 10. That's all I have for today. Like and follow for more, and I'll see you later.